Joyhdae.
Ryan. Virgo season.
Okay. I am genuinely not even saying this to be funny. Where's Nancy Guthrie?
I mean, at this point, it don't look. I mean, it hadn't looked good for a long time, but like, it don't look good
But like, how does a whole person, and I know this happens all the time,
all the
but
time.
like, she's just gone, like, no
You know how many?
nothing.
You know how many black girls, young black girls, are just gone,
Don't even
gone,
get
gone,
me
gone.
started, because they definitely don't care about us. But
So
a older white woman,
you would think, but this is Trump's America, so
that's true.
there's things that you just can't fathom anymore. Like
It's true. Also, I'm not gonna tell Savannah what she should be doing with her life. But if my mama was missing, I don't know that going back to work would be at the forefront of my mind. That's just me.
right,
That's
right,
just me.
right. Um, yeah, especially when you got this amount of money that she has,
Yeah,
right?
like
But I could see how someone who's broke would have to go back to work,
I
you
would
know.
see that too. I would see that too. I would see it, like me as a regular Joe Schmo, I would just have to eat that, right? Because like my mom is missing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
she's not a regular Joe Schmo. Why are you on NBC News smiling and yucking and telling feel good stories when your mama is missing?
The thing about it is it's very grief and the way people react to grief is very nuanced and very different across the border. I mean, across the border. What the fuck? Sorry.
Because this is Trump's America, so now you got borders on your mind.
But yeah, it's just like everybody reacts differently, so I can't really speak too tough to how she's reacting. Some people dig themselves deep into work when stuff like this goes down. And you should know, you're a Virgo, so that's all we do is work. So
No, I
who
get
knows?
it.
Who knows? Who
I
knows?
get it, but my mama, I'm not judging her.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like, I get
yeah,
it. People react to
yeah,
things differently, but it's like, my
yeah.
mama?
Sidebar. I might have to maybe miss next week's episode because I might go on a hunt for my therapist because she ghosted me on my session yesterday and I have not been able to reach her since yesterday. This is 48 hours now that I have not been able to reach her and I don't know what's going on. And so
Yeah, I don't like that.
yeah, I don't like that
Because
at all. I don't
Because
like
if
that at all.
Carlita tried that with me, I'd be like, hey. I have too
Huh.
many forms of contact for her, so
Mm,
she could try if she want to. Um,
mm.
Hopefully she'll reach out to you soon. Hopefully she's
I
okay and there's
hope.
nothing
I
going
hope
on
so.
in her own
I
personal that
I
has
hope
pulled
so.
her
Right.
to the side.
Yeah.
I was actually going to start this episode by letting you know because last week you wanted to ask us a fun fact type of question.
Mm,
And I was perusing the internet as I am apt to do. And
mm.
one of my favorite animals are pandas because they truly have no reason to still be alive because pandas are the only animals that are not fighting to be like not extinct. And I just didn't know. Did you know pandas aren't even
Pandas are the only animals that are what?
not fighting to not be extinct? Like
What the hell does that mean? What the hell does that? Wait, that's a
pandas
double
are
negative. Not fighting to not be extinct. What does that mean?
that pandas are clumsy, and it's a
Okay.
miracle that they're still alive. Every other
Okay.
animal is out here with instincts trying to do what they got to do to make it to the next generation. Pandas is out here scared of their own shadows. Anyway,
Mm,
did we know what was it that I was gonna say now? Now I done forgot.
my bad.
Yeah, you done distracted me and now I don't
Mm.
remember. Hold on. Use a damn. I don't remember now.
Oh no.
I truly don't remember. And I'm
I
looking it
will.
up to see.
I will edit it to make it seem like you did remember.
Yo,
I'm gonna put it right here. She remembered.
you so stupid. I'm so mad. Anyway, moving on. It'll come to me and then we'll just whatever.
Yikes.
Um anyway, I love pandas. That will be the purpose of the story. A panda sneeze and a panda being nervous or scared or scaring itself by its own shadow will never not make me laugh. Did you know they're not supposed to eat bamboo? Like it literally has no nutritional value for them. They
Does
just
bamboo have nutritional value for anyone?
no, but like the fact that they make that, that's how lazy they are. Like they've specifically chosen bamboo as a source of like as a resource for them because they don't
R-
want to have to fight other animals for other resources.
Right. Listen, listen, listen. I they're doing something right because they've convinced humans to keep them alive. So, I
That's
mean,
true. We
so
be fighting
they
for pandas. We
it
be
is what
fighting
it
for
is.
pandas.
It is what it is.
Um, I can't. That's not what I wanted to say though. But it is what it is. Listen, this week has been a lot. There was some good stuff,
Oh
some
yeah,
not so good stuff, a lot of not so good stuff. What am I talking about?
man, Joyhdae, you got to get it together tonight.
You know what it is? It's because we're recording late and I have had a week. Okay, I have
This,
had
if you want to talk about
a
unhinged
week.
episode, if you want to talk about an unhinged episode, I'm currently wearing a New York Liberty dad hat because my beloved New York Liberty first game of the season is today. We're recording on Friday, May 8th. But also concurrently, we have the Knicks in the second round of the playoffs. And we are recording currently while all of this is occurring. So, off to my left, there's a screen showcasing the game. So, if I just black out on you for a little bit, just know that's what's going on.
Or if I hear random outbursts, it's not him cursing me out. It's him doing whatever's going on with that sports ball game that he's watching. Um,
Sports ball. Yeah.
so
Hmm.
let me give y'all a quick rundown. So we've had fashion's biggest night, going into full chaos mode as it should, because I don't know why Jeff Bezos paid how much ever millions of dollars to just go look like every
I
other
think it was
day,
10 million. I think it was 10 million as far as what I heard.
just for him and his wife to look as basic as possible. Um, okay. Then we have Hantavirus coming out and deciding that we may be on pandemic number, God knows what, in that much amount of
Oh
time.
my god.
Kid Cudi, for some reason, thought that having MIA on tour with him was a good idea. I don't know where he's been the past couple of years, but I have some thoughts on that, which then leads us into Blue Dot Fever, something that you introduced me to this week. Also have some thoughts on that. You have some thoughts on that too.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, finally, maybe humanity is resetting. Maybe the timeline is resetting. You let me know that Love and Hip Hop may be over.
It's not maybe, it's definitely over. Wow, Joyhdae.
So with that being said,
uh,
I have a very interesting "Am I the asshole?"
okay.
And honestly, the answer to this is very easy. I think so. It's not really a "Am I the asshole?" But and it's not anyway. Am I the asshole for not leaving anything to my first daughter?
Hmm.
Here's the short backstory, and it's not a short backstory, by the way. I, 42 male, met a girl named, quote unquote, let's call her Angela, at a party 23 years ago. We had fun, and then she ghosted me. I did not hear from her for a year until I received an order to pay child support. Turns out I had a kid named, we'll call her Marilyn, who is 22 today. I never managed to actually meet my child, as CPS was useless, even the court was useless, even police were useless. So for the next 16 years, I sent her birthday cards, etc., until I got a text message. Stop harassing me with your cards. I know what kind of man you are. I don't consider you as my father. Well, it broke my heart, but I decided to move on. I paid the child support until she was 19, until the end of high school, and tried to forget about her. I got married and had 3 kids. The main part of this story: my mother passed away a year ago. She was a successful real estate agent, and I was the only child. Over her life, she managed to buy 4 apartments as an investment, and I decided to make arrangements that my 3 kids out of my current marriage will get 1 apartment each until they finish high school. Those are rented out, and the profit goes to an investment account that can also be accessed after graduation from high school. The remaining 2 homes, one was our own home, I kept as our own investment for retirement. A few weeks ago, the long lost daughter, Marilyn, reached out to me via email saying sorry that my mother died and that she heard I was giving all my kids an apartment, asked when she would receive hers, and was also curious about what other things her grandmother might have left her. I was shocked. I have no idea how she got this information, but people talk and kids love to brag about their stuff. I replied to her that I did not plan to give her anything as I paid child support for 19 years and considered my part done. I never got to be a father even though I wanted to. A declaration that she didn't consider me as her father hurt me enough. I received an angry email from Angela calling me an asshole for stealing her kids part of the inheritance and that I really hurt Marilyn. I had a very long rant ready as a reply and then deleted it. I never sent it out and decided to just reply, not reply. Allergy season.
Mm-hmm.
My wife is neutral and told me that maybe I should give her one of the remaining apartments, but it is my decision. Both Angela and Marilyn have called me an asshole via the emails and basically, so my mother was right. This is the kind of person that you are. Am I the asshole for not giving my daughter anything? I did my part as a father and paid child support for a kid I never met. Many people I talked to said she is still your daughter, but it does not really feel that way, but I also feel bad.
Jeez. Oh man. I was just kind of like confused in the beginning of him saying people were useless, CPS, police. I forget who else was useless, but how? I'm trying to understand what's going on, because if you were trying to have a relationship or at least meet this daughter in the beginning, and there was some sort of court order for you to pay child support, um, I don't understand how within that process you weren't able to you weren't granted any sort of like
Visitation. Visitation.
what is it? Visitation, right? And like it's just weird to me. Also, if the mother was trying her best to not have you meet the child, there are other ways, especially with a father that is actually trying to be in the child's life for for you to force the issue, like for you to just stop and just be like, oh, I'm just sending my money and calling it a day. That's a little bit on you, sir, if you actually really wanted to have some sort of relationship with this daughter, as you're trying to convince us that you were trying to do. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I know for me personally, if this were me, 365 days wouldn't be enough in a year for me to be constantly trying to figure out loopholes, trying to figure out ways, trying to figure out who I can speak to, which lawyer I can get, whatever, like constantly on it to try to get to the bottom of it. So I don't know. I don't know where that is. So this story is being told from one side. So I don't know. I just don't know. Um, Me personally, I'm not the type of dude that would not take care of my child or children if I am able to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, um, if these things were actually willed to this lady's grandchildren, I don't see why this child shouldn't also have a piece of that. Um, I don't know what she did to you. I mean, she's a child at the end of the day. And so if she said whatever she said when she was a child, and you decided to take that as like law, then something's wrong with you, because children are strange. Children are going to do things out of hurt. We don't know what the mother told that child, all that type of stuff. So I may not necessarily give it to her right away, but it would also always be kind of like in the back of my mind, or within some sort of trust, so that at some point, like I would set up some sort of arrangement, um especially because there's more than enough to go around. I'm not greedy in that way, and plus I would want my children to to be set up. Like, who's to say this child won't be the next president of the United States someday or whatever? Like, who's to say this child won't somehow cure cancer or something like that. This is my child. Like, this is my lineage. Why would I not want to set this person up for success regardless, you know? Um, I don't know. That's just me. That's just how I see it.
I'm not shit because she wasn't getting shit from me. Like I was
That's sad.
literally,
That's sad,
and I'm gonna tell
Joyhdae.
you why. Um, because as someone whose father was not in her life, I've never really
Mm,
gone out of my way to say anything. Like my mother's never really said anything negative about my father. Like I can never say that my mother told me like your father's not shit, nothing, nothing, nothing. Like she's never done that. But I knew at the age of 16 that he and I were never gonna have any type of like true relationship based on where we were at that point in time in my life. And that still rings true today. Right?
okay.
Like do I care about my father? Yeah, like I don't want nothing bad to happen to him or anything like that. But do I know that man? I don't. You know what
Mm,
I mean? And like I can say that like without pause, right? So I don't think that we can say that this 16-year-old or at the time 16-year-old didn't know what she was saying because it kind of works in a way where I agree with you to the point. I agree with you on the point of if you wanted to as a father, you would have found a way to be involved in your kid's life because that's something that I've always said in regards to like my own father, right? Like
mm-hmm.
I'm still the child. I don't care how old I am still the child. So it is your
Mm-hmm.
responsibility to do all of these things. But the difference between her and my situation is up until the point where I was 16, I was trying to force a relationship with my father.
Mm,
Right. And it seems like this isn't the case here. I don't know what her mom was saying to her. I don't know if her mom was being negative about her father to her, whatever, whatever. But it seems like there was no back and forth. It doesn't seem like she was reaching out to him and he was reaching out to her and there was miscommunication and her mom was telling her whatever. It just seems like she didn't care from the beginning. And again, granted, we are getting this from only his perspective, right?
right, right.
Um, with that being said, just thinking about how I am, I don't know that I would give her because it wasn't deeded, like it wasn't willed to the grandkids. It was willed to me, and I split it up amongst my kids.
Right. Okay.
You have not reached out to me at any other point in time, even to say, even if you realize by the time you say this happened when she was, she was 16 and then the mother died and this young lady was now in her 20s, 30s, whatever, and decided that she wanted a relationship with her father. According to him anyway, there doesn't seem to have been any type of other communication when she said that he didn't hear anything else from her until it came time for this.
Mm.
I That's not going to sit right with me. But to your point, because I am a sap and I would start to probably feel guilty. I didn't think about this, but I probably would put it in a trust for her
Yeah.
and hold it
Yeah.
until a later time. But my initial reaction, I'm not gonna hold you, was fuck that kid because you don't know her.
That's
That
that's
was literally my
crazy.
first reaction.
That's
I'm not gonna
that's
lie.
that's crazy. Especially coming from somebody like you and me who have very similar um like being raised basically fatherless our entire lives. Uh for me personally, like when it comes down to it, like you said, she may not get it right away like the other kids would get it and be able to benefit from it immediately, but people get inheritances all the time from people that they had no real relationships with
Yeah,
or whatever. So maybe I set it in my will for when I die.
right.
And so she could probably be 70 something when I'm dead, and that's when she gets it.
And I
I don't
think that
know,
email, I mean,
but
according to him, this tone
it
of this
seems
email,
fishy. It seems fishy to me. It seems
the tone of
fishy.
this email to me also just seems a little like I heard, like she heard my mother died, and or sorry that your mother died,
Yeah.
grandma died, and that she heard that I was giving all my kids an apartment. Like,
It's something in the milk ain't clean about this story that
Something
I'm
in the milk
hearing
ain't
here.
clean, but I've seen both sides because I'm not gonna, like I said, I have made, and family members have always been like, hey, Joyhdae, like you should do this. Like when you go to Antigua, make sure you see your father, yada, yada, yada. And I've had to tell family members, like, no. You know what I mean? Like, no.
Yeah.
Because I'm at that age and I've been at that age and at that place for quite some time. And I don't know that that's the same situation with this woman, right? Because
Yeah.
I don't know that he was, and to your
Yeah.
point, he may not have genuinely been trying to make any type of leeway with her, but he's trying to make himself seem like the hero. But I wasn't going to lie and say that from the beginning, like, no, you should do that. I'm not going to, until you spoke,
Yeah.
my initial reaction was, she's not getting shit.
It's you know why the story seems so fishy to me is that if you had no communication with this child, you never met this child whatsoever, and then the only moment that you've had any contact with this child reacts in that specific way. Um, it seems like pieces of the story is missing.
It's not true.
It seems that way. Also, for me personally, especially being someone like growing up without and like wanting and pushing for a long time until I decided to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then put the ball in his court for whenever he decides he wants to,
Right.
move it forward. Um, it's tricky because I can't see myself doing what that child did. Hey, sir, I heard you got an inheritance and you giving your other children
Right. But some people are like
this.
that though.
Where's mine? Like what? I
But some
can't see
people are like
myself
that.
ever doing that. That's
But there's
weird.
so many people like that. But also, let me also say this because I don't want people to walk away from this thinking that um I will say this. My father and I are not close, but our relationship is a little bit better now. Because of him, I have enough hot sauce in my kitchen cabinet to last me for the rest of my life because every time somebody comes back from Antigua, he knows I like hot sauce. He plies me with hot sauce. Um
Yo, ghetto.
but so we're not it's not an awful relationship, but we don't have a typical father-daughter
Yeah,
relationship. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But shout out to him because he's been trying these last couple of years. I'm old. I'm a Virgo. I'm stuck in my ways.
This is a longer, deeper conversation for maybe off air, but yeah.
So it is
Interesting.
what
But
it
yeah,
is.
something about this story don't seem right to me, so I'm gonna just leave it like that.
Do we do no, let's do this first. Let's go here because I don't wanna now where did it go? This is ghetto. This is a very ghetto episode.
Every time I think I'm not gonna have to edit today, here we are.
MTV is doing us all a solid and ending the entire Love and Hip Hop franchise, all city editions. After 15 years, it's only been 15 years? My God. Feels like it's been longer.
uh,
15 years, 4 cities, and 485 original episodes across 30 seasons. Paramount made it official on May 1st. A 6-part limited series titled Love and Hip Hop, the final chapter will premiere on VH1 in the fall of 2026, featuring new interviews with cast members from every city: New York, Atlanta, Hollywood, Miami, alongside producers, executives, and cultural critics. The architect behind the entire operation was Mona Scott Young, CEO of Mona Me Productions, a black female-owned production company. She built her career co-founding Violator Management along with the late Chris Lighty, where she helped launch the careers of names like the illustrious Missy
Missy
Elliott.
and Busta.
The franchise launched notable breakout stars, which include Ryan's favorite rapper, Cardi B, Ryan's favorite female rapper, Cardi B, and Jocelyn Hernandez. The franchise ends not because it collapsed, but because the era it was built for has shifted, is what they're saying. And good riddance. Good
Sure.
riddance.
Sure. Paramount was like, get rid of this. It's costing us too much money for it to not be doing well, and for
Yeah,
it to not
yeah,
be doing what they think it's gonna do. That's
yeah.
what that is. That's what that is. But yeah, it's been a long time. I've been in and out for just as long as it's been on, and like in those moments, my wife could tell you, like those moments where we catch ourselves watching like later seasons and stuff. I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, why am I subjecting myself to this? Like, what's happening? And so, yeah, I can't say that I'm so sad to see it go. But uh, what I will say is it did have its time. There was a
Oh
time
yeah,
when
nah.
all of us, there was a time when all of us were watching, like it was like, what do you call it? Like it was like Scandal, and
Oh
everybody every
yeah,
week,
nah.
everybody was in it, and so
Them
so
early seasons of Love and Hip Hop, pure gold.
listen,
Okay,
I cannot listen to the word somebody say the word forever
forever.
without thinking about Cardi B.
We
Like
gonna be forever. Listen,
so
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like to you, Love and Hip Hop definitely had its run. When it first started, everybody was we was tuned in. Wasn't a lot of hip hop involved
oh no. Oh
because
no.
it was really just rappers' girlfriends
Yeah.
and long-term fiancés beefing with each other and their mistresses or beefing with each other.
What I will say is that y'all out here blaming Mona Scott, but y'all should really be blaming Jim Jones. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin, them two, they were the ones that originally were the reason
Yeah,
for
no, they
this to
were.
start, and Mona took it to the next level. But like,
But
they're the
also,
reason.
but also, you also have to question Mona's discernment because Jim Jones.
Listen,
Like, think about
Mona.
this. Like, think about this, Ryan. You are the exec. Back in the day, you are the
Okay.
executive of a production company,
Mm-hmm.
and Jim Jones walks into your office. You don't know Chrissy.
What do you
Jim
mean?
Jones.
She knows them. That's how this happened.
I know, but what I'm saying is, Chrissy was not a household name until this show. She wasn't star power until the show, right?
Okay.
Jim Jones walks into his office with his fiance, well spoken, beautiful woman,
Mm-hmm.
well spoken, beautiful. And he tells you he has an idea for a show.
Yeah.
Are you going to say yes?
I could. Okay. So, especially at the time of this happening, I was working in television production, especially in the reality TV sector in that at that time. There was money to be made today.
No, I get it.
And Mona, if y'all can say anything y'all can want, but that lady is a businesswoman, and she knows where those dollar bills are, and she knows how to make that happen. And so when the idea was happening at the time, what do you call it? Jim Jones' manager was Yandy Smith. Yandy Smith also, what do you call it? Right underneath Mona Scott. And so this was a no brainer. There's just like the music business was already on the downturn. Like the same type of money they was making in the early days of Violator when Missy was doing everything and all of that stuff was not the same money they was making at that time. So they had to pivot. This was the perfect pivot. It was very cheap to put out, and the return was so very, very high. So I understand. So I can't knock Mona in the beginning for seeing an opportunity. Where I can knock her is that she just kept milking this thing and getting it more and more ridiculous, and just allowing all of the shenanigans to continue. But like in the beginning, I can't knock her for that. No.
I I can and I will.
You do that.
I can and
You
I
do that.
will.
I see the
I know there was
opportunity.
money to be made. No,
I
and
would
I
have
see
done
the
the same. I would have
opportunity.
done the same. Me
I see the
personally.
opportunity. I definitely see the opportunity, but there was potential for it to be something so much more than what its legacy is going to be.
There was no way that it could have been more and made it this far.
It could have.
No way.
Because
No
they
way.
wouldn't be canceled
No way.
if they were growth minded versus scandal
No.
minded.
The thing is, people say in theory that they want all the uplifting and all the good stuff.
I'm
In
not even talking
reality,
about.
in reality, they would have lost interest after like season 3.
I'm not even talking about all of the. I'm not even talking about kumbaya. You know, this, that, and the third. But I'm talking about actual, like, it became Love and Hip Hop is basically the WWE of reality TV, in the sense that these forced storylines that they kept trying to force down our throats is what made people lose interest over time. These people didn't know each other. These people didn't run in these same
Over time,
circles.
correct.
But it started early enough that Mona could have corrected course.
No, she couldn't have. Let me tell you
I
why.
think
Let
she
me
could
let me
have.
tell you
I
why.
definitely think she
Let
could
me tell
have.
you why. It was a phenomenon in the beginning, and people were like down and willing and looking at this with like real, like, because it was like half and half in the beginning. It was about the relationships and then also about like hip hop and these people that are in the hip hop industry and all of that stuff. When reputable people that could have been on this show saw the type of scrutiny that they would have to be put through with their own personal relationships when they weren't used to sharing anything personal with us, they were just like, no, fuck out of here. I'm not doing that. And so that's the reason why she had to go bottom of the barrel to find people willing to do it and be as ridiculous as they can be. And
But
so this
see,
is where we are. This is how we ended up with a Stevie J. This is how we ended up with like things like that, you know?
this is the thing though, is that just lets me know then that Mona doesn't have foresight. She had the capability of seeing that there was potential there, but there's a way to tell these stories and to make it interesting without having to scrape the bottom of the barrel.
Not
Because
when you
listen,
not
we
when you're
got
not the not when you're not the like the 100% like person that's making all of the decisions. There's higher ups that are going to be like, listen, that's all good and dandy what you're thinking about right there, but I needed
there
this.
was a point in time where Love and Hip Hop, where Mona had enough pull where she could have made Love and Hip Hop something more than what it is.
I beg
Because
to
of
differ.
her, now we got bad girls, baddies
Oh yeah.
on Zeus and Jocelyn's Cabernet with all this other nonsense that's going on. There was a point in time, just like with like when Shonda, and I'm not, please do not think that I am comparing her to Shonda Rhimes. I am not. I am not.
Yeah.
But just like Shonda Rhimes knew she had to draw a line somewhere with ABC, there was a point in time where Mona could have done the same, and she chose not to, and she did it to the detriment of the community. And for that,
Again,
I will forever side eye her.
listen, I am not disagreeing with you in the later years of Mona Scott and Love and Hip Hop, right? The beginning portion of it coming to fruition,
Yeah, that was entertainment.
I personally would have done all of those same things.
But that's the thing. The
The
earlier seasons wasn't as bad as the later seasons. I'm talking about the later seasons where
yeah, by
things took
then
that nosedive. But there
by
was a
then the
middle
freight train was moving. The freight train was moving.
but
It's
there
very
was a
hard to
middle
stop it.
ground. But there was a middle ground where there was time where they could have turned the tide, and she chose not to turn the tide. And so for that reason, we got Stevie J
We
and
going
Jocelyn on TV coked out indefinitely. But we did get the classic line, "What are you, the maid?" from Jocelyn. We did end up with Cardi B, who I will forever love her down for reading what's that man name? Peter Guns. Peter Smoke.
Wow.
For filth, when he was trying to sit there and say that he took care of Amina and Tara, and she was like, "You got these two beautiful women up here looking foolish." That was a moment. Anyway, bye.
Yeah, this one we going back to differ on like I'm just the lady the thing got bigger than was going to be able to be controlled by that one person. Like, so yes, she takes some culpability here, but I don't think she's the only reason why it got
Oh
to where
nah,
it is right
she's
where
not the
we
only
are.
reason. Oh no, she's definitely not the Yandy and her scamming ass. Like, she's not the only reason. There's a lot of dirty fingers in this. But if you're gonna put your name as an executive producer and you're gonna ride that coat wave, you're gonna also take the lashings that's gonna come along with it.
You
It's not
taking
just gonna be,
you
you know
only
what I
giving
mean?
one
Like,
you only giving lashings to one person though. That's what you're
no,
doing.
I could listen. I blame MTV. I blame VH1. I blame Mona. I blame
Mm,
Yanzi. I
mm,
blame Jim Jones. I
mm,
blame Stevie J and his crackheaded ass.
mm,
I blame Carly Red. I
mm.
blame Mimi. I blame Scrappy dumbass.
Mimi, oh
I
my
blame
god.
I
I
blame
forgot.
Lil
Wow.
Fizz stupid ass. I
Wow.
blame Ray J stupid ass.
Mm,
Princess Love dumb ass.
mm.
All of them.
They
Because y'all was chasing money. I get it. I get it. But like the only person who came out of this bigger than the program and not less than the program
Cardi.
was Cardi B.
Yeah. But
So y'all did that all
also
for nothing. For some club
also
appearances.
also um to a certain extent, K Michelle, no? K Michelle?
Nah.
Not quite as big as you see. You got flies in your background too. I thought it was just me.
No,
I
I was
cannot
gonna say
deal.
to you,
I cannot deal.
I saw your little thingy, and I was like, oh, not us twinning with the random bug just flying around the house.
Oh, this is May. Oh, it's so annoying.
I
Anyway,
mean, I think K Michelle had a quick run,
she's still
but
having a
she's
run
not.
in country music right now.
She's
So
having a run, but she's not having a Cardi B run.
not a
She's not
Cardi B
selling
run.
out. She's not selling out tours and all this
What
other
I'm
stuff.
saying is,
And
compared to the
now,
rest of these people who said that they were artists, the two of
oh yeah,
them were
no,
the only
she's
ones.
yeah, no, she's an artist, but she's also now on. Is she on Real
Housewives.
Housewives of
Don't ask me how I
Atlanta?
know. Don't ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. My wife. That's how
I
I know.
was gonna ask you because I was gonna be like, why you such a K Michelle knowledgeist? What's going on? Um,
Yeah.
so there's that. How do
Not
I
again. Not again. No.
say
No. No. No.
goodbye
No.
to what we had? Even though I've never flown, y'all, Spirit Airlines is down and they are down bad. Okay.
I don't want to laugh. Sorry. A lot of people are going through it.
Yeah.
Mm.
After filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in November of 2024, the airline has ceased all operations and has shut down completely. Flights were grounded, bookings were canceled, and the Spirit era is over. They couldn't survive. There was supposed to be a merger with Frontier. There was also supposed to be an acquisition by JetBlue, and years of being the punchline of every travel nightmare story. The ultra low cost model, the one built on charging you for your carry on, your seat selection, your will to live, couldn't sustain itself. And then on top of that, y'all are gullible because I saw and I shared it with you that there's a random man on TikTok with a following who talked about this is the time for community action because we deserve an airline like Spirit because Spirit's price points were great for people. So why don't we all pool our money together and buy back Spirit? Launched a website called letsbuyspiritair.com. I stopped checking, but the last time I checked, people pledged there was pledges of up to $88 million to buy back Spirit with the promise of profit sharing with an asterisk. And I'm sure a lot of y'all didn't read that asterisk when y'all gave that man that money. But I want y'all to know that Spirit Airlines had 5.6 billion in assets while being 5.1 billion in debt. That 88 million is like 0.3%.
It's a drop in the bucket. But I think though, like you said in the beginning, it was a pledge. So people didn't actually spend any money. And I think people just put their whatever they put to just, play along with the game, knowing that this was not possible. But on the slight chance that it did happen, they would potentially own a sliver of a sliver of a sliver of a piece of something. I don't know. I don't understand why people do the things that they do, but I don't think that people really expected anything to come from this, really. But it's a fun thing to do, I guess. I don't.
They are currently at $437 million pledged between almost 500,000 people. The average pledge
Is
is
a
800.
dollar?
Huh?
Wait, you said it was 400 something million?
37 million
437 million. And then how many
total
donors?
pledged. 512,347 donors.
1,000. Okay, gotcha.
Average pledge of $853. Their
Mm-hmm.
target raise is 1.75 billion.
Mm.
They had an audit on May 6th, 2026. Audited pledge was $214 million out from 511 audited pledgers. The model that they're trying to use is the Green Bay model, which is the Green Bay Packers are the only community-owned franchise in the NFL. 360,000 ordinary people own shares. No billionaire can move the team. No hedge fund can gut it for parts. Spirit 2.0 is that model applied to aviation for the first time in American history.
I don't know. If they can pull it off, I don't know that I like at this point. I said the joke last week, like, and I still love it every single time I hear it. I'm not flying spirit because I don't want to arrive as a spirit. That's definitely what I feel will happen if regular Joe Schmoes own spirit. Like, I feel like you need proper management, and I don't know how. Like, is there a plan for proper management if this actually can happen, or what? Like, how would
How it
this?
works, you pledge your share. So you're right, nothing's been taken. I will say that.
Yeah,
Nothing's been taken, which we know.
yeah.
But just in case anyone thought like something was taken. You pledge your share, you register your intent to contribute starting at $45. No money moves yet. This is your declaration that you want in before the window closes. Part 2 is they build the coalition. Your pledge is aggregated with thousands of others. Together, we demonstrate the collective will and capital to make a serious bid before private equity locks it up. 3. The bid is made. Once the coalition reaches critical mass, a formal cooperative acquisition bid is structured, and submitted. The collapsed airline's assets go to the people, not to hedge funds. 4. You own the airline. Pledge holders become co-owners, one member, one vote, profits shared proportionally, an airline that flies for the people because the people own it. What we're fighting for. One member, one vote. Your voice is equal regardless of pledge size. If I pay $2.3 million into this, somebody with a $45 bid his vote's not going to be the same as mine. Proposed profit sharing proportional to your pledge, subject to legal review and final cooperative structure. Worker ownership, flight crew, ground staff, and employees hold meaningful equity via ESOP, affordable fares. A cooperative airline has no obligation to maximize shareholder profit. Transparent operations, open books, public financials, community accountability, no golden parachutes. Executive pay capped at a fair ratio for median worker pay. Now listen, I'm not gonna hold you. If this was actually done in a way that did not seem just reactionary,
Right.
I might have put my little $45 in.
I think I might actually put my $45 pledge in. I'm not gonna hold you today.
I
I'm not gonna
because
hold you today. I
my
might.
thing is while power to the people, and I'm all about the power to the people, when the window closes and that money is moved when they take that bid, there's not going to be enough, in my opinion, people that are going to be able to outpay a group of hedge funds or private equity firms that have combined trillions in assets that they can leverage this up against in terms of buying.
Right. Right. I get it. What I am saying is, if it doesn't work, doesn't the money just go back like
Not if
to
the
you?
window closes and you make the pledge and you like, not if they put the bid in.
They put the bid in, and if they don't win
They're
the
not,
bid, what happens to the money?
they don't
Jay?
say that. They don't say anything about where the money goes once the pledge is made.
Cause like, I mean,
Because once the window
I
closes,
could.
the window closes.
I'm blessed enough in this Trump's America to be able to um not worry about a $45 loss. But but you know, like I can't foresee if they try and they fail, like couldn't people go to jail? Like if
Because
they
no,
don't give you
because
your
you
money
can
back?
no, because they can then say like certain money raised went towards certain fees in order to do this. Like this isn't
So
totally
100% of the lost bid went to paying fees?
Ryan, you live in America. Are you like we can't like this is not new to you. Like people do shit like this all the time. They will come up with because listen, the reality
Oh
is
man.
this person who's doing this, I would have to vet, right?
Right.
Because you have Fry Festival guy out here who be doing shit. Do you get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Well, the difference is Fry was asking me for thousands of dollars. This is
Not in
$45.
the initial, not initially. Not when Fry was out there first, right? So my thing, and he hasn't paid those people back
Right.
nothing.
Right.
So my thing is like, if this is vetted by someone of that, like if say I don't even know, but if somebody came in that had, if what's his name, Warren Buffett, for example,
Mm.
right,
Mhm.
of someone of that ilk who you can kind like who's been vetted enough can say that this model is going to work. I'll put my little. I mean, obviously he could be like, fuck it, I'll do it myself.
Right.
But this is some random man on TikTok who
Mm.
told us that this was going to be a thing to do,
Yeah.
and is not spelling out what happens when that window closes
Yeah.
and all of the fees are taxed because you have to hire attorneys.
Yeah.
You have to put together proposals. You have to
Right.
have a team together. So when this window closes, and I'm not saying that 400 and whatever, 200 and whatever $1 million is all going to be used towards that, but people get funny when it comes to money and they get
Mhm.
creative about how they.
Right. Right.
So that's my only thing is I
Yeah.
don't know this man.
Yeah. I mean, like again, like I said, $45 ain't gonna break me, but like I'm actually gonna do some research later and try to see if I can find
I
out
mean, yeah,
more
$45
information.
is not gonna. But at the end of the day, too, the money that they are raising in reality is not going to be enough to do
No,
anything.
I doubt it. I doubt it. The thing about this is we're making fun and like we're having a long conversation about this, but this goes to show where we at
Oh yeah,
right now, according to this man that told y'all that he's going to be bringing so much more money into your pockets. Meanwhile, he's taking so much more out of your pockets, and it's just getting more and more expensive. And this airline is not the only one that is going to suffer. JetBlue is filing for bankruptcy.
I was just gonna
What do you
say,
call it? Frontier barely holding on. I think when all of these low cost airlines, the ones that allowed for regular schmegular people to um, get to the funeral or get to whatever they needed to get to real quick or whatever, very no like low budget, like no frills kind of situation. Their margins are so tiny. The fact that gas is going up by such exorbitant amounts, like the margins are like backwards at this point. And so
yeah.
how long they can be able to float that, it just depends on how long these gas prices stay high. And
See how capitalism is expensive?
if one shuts down, another is going to shut down, and another is going to shut down. And when there's very little competition, guess what's going to happen to your prices? I won't be able to fly anymore. I told you
No,
last week I'm
nobody will.
walking. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess I'm gonna have to walk to the Caribbean too. I just don't know. I don't know
you
how it's gonna
you have
happen.
to you have to walk and then swim.
You know what I mean? It's like it's like it's gonna be so expensive to fly.
You know
If
it is.
it's already expensive. I want to go to San Francisco next month. I just can't see that happening. Just
You know tickets are expensive.
I can't bring myself to spend the type of money they're asking for.
You know
I don't know.
it's expensive. You really have to start. There was a point in time where you used to really have to save to travel, right? Before it became accessible for people. Like you would literally have to be like, all right, I have to save up my money for my trips. And then it became not so much of a luxury. The luxury became the first class, the business, like being able to do
Correct.
those upgrades because now
Correct.
everybody can afford to fly. We going back to that point in time where it's like you got to plan your trips a year in advance. And you can't even just say, okay, my hotel's going to cost me, um, you know, $500, whatever. And the
Right.
airfare is going to cost me $250 round trip. Nah, that window is gone.
Gone. Gone.
Gone. Speaking of capitalism, Jeff Bezos paid $10 million for him and his wife to look basic at the Met Gala this year. As y'all know, the first Monday in May 4th, may the 4th be with you, is typically the Met Gala. This year it was co-hosted by a plethora of gorgeous people, including the one and the only Beyonce Knowles Carter. The concept of the theme was costume art, and the dress code was fashion is art. The concept was about the intersection of fashion history and the body as a canvas. Some people did not get the memo.
I mean, they never. There's always people that don't get the memo, Joyhdae.
This year was a little bit messier than others.
Every year.
I will say, Blue Ivy's not playing with you hoes.
Not at all. Not at all.
Blue says she's never seen a ceiling in her whole life. She meant that. Them shades that they kept trying to get her to take off was not moving until that young goddess was ready.
Good and ready.
There was also a point in time where she thought she was going to give them a little shoulder action, and her daddy Jay-Z said, pull that coat up on them shoulders.
He's going to have a problem with that girl because he's constantly trying to get this girl to not be older than she is.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Because Blue knew she was about to have a moment, okay? She dropped that jacket down. She was ready to do that little shimmy. Her daddy said, put that jacket back up now. But just not like me, okay? And then she popped that jacket up, and he was like, pop the collar instead.
There you go.
That's a look.
There you go.
All right. Beyonce couldn't have been prouder. Knowing the history of her and Jay and how much they've wanted kids and how long it took for them to get to Blue, just made it bittersweet. Like, you could see how, like, they've been in love with this little girl her whole life. Like, Blue has never not known what it, like, she's just always been, like, their North Star. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it was so dope to see them as a family on the red carpet. Blue being the youngest person to attend the Met Gala.
I mean, she's used to being youngest. She's used to being youngest of everything, so,
I'm not trying to pit these kids together against each other, but I know Kim Kardashian was like, now, why did I procreate with Kanye if he could pull these strings? Because she tried it last year. And Anna told her, North can walk you to the car. And then she's going to have to take that car right on back to the hotel, which is what happened.
Wow.
There were a couple of looks that I liked. Who did I like? Anuk looked amazing.
Like there's certain things that some of these designers and makeup artists and hairstylists and all these things do. They pull out like the works for this event, and I'm just like, man, like, wow, the ingenuity of people. And then like you said, other times people are just like flailing, So I don't know. There was a couple people for me I thought that were. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there was other years that people did worse jobs for me.
Yeah.
Like, I think people were expecting one thing and they got a whole bunch of different things. But like for somebody like, let's say like a Bad Bunny showing up as an old man or whatever, but he kind of looked regular. So I tried to think about what was going on there. There's a whole bunch of different types of art, and people don't realize that that's performance art. That's literally that. Like, so I mean,
fashion
it's just
is
like
art.
It's a museum. Come on, man. Open your minds.
Here's my thing.
Open your minds.
Now, there's always going to be people who look a mess because some people just don't. Because some looks are just not meant for the people that are wearing them, right? Yeah, and they would be better interpreted by other people,
right?
But I think people forget too that this is the Met. This is really about the museum, so it's not going to be your standard fashion styled looks. That's not what it's supposed to be about, right? Like, it's supposed to be about, and people look a mess. I'm not gonna say that people didn't look a mess. Who looked a mess? I know Chanel sent some poor new model in jeans
and a blouse.
And for that, I want y'all to give yourself some lashings, because what was that? Like, y'all should have just left that girl at home if y'all was gonna do that.
Yeah. I know for me, a lot of people just kind of think that A$AP Rocky is like the epitome of men's fashion. I always think he looks a mess today. Always. Every single time. I don't know. For me,
I've seen him in moments where he looks
It never
good.
hits. It never hits for me. Yeah.
I've seen him in moments where I've been like, okay, ASAP, but you're not wrong. His best accessory, honestly, is his confidence and whatever it is that he has on, and the fact that he is now with Rihanna. Like, that's literally all it is. You know what I mean?
Plain and
And I
simple.
love the fact that Rihanna could make fun of herself, because they was like, what are you giving? And she said, a couple tweaks and I'd be giving oyster. Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
there was like, which song is the embodiment of this look? She was like, all 8 albums, all of them, every song.
Like,
It's like,
I
this
love when
lady is
celebrities are
amazing.
over it. Also, I need Tyla to understand that she, like me, suffers from delusions of grandeur. Okay? She
It's
got
not her
on her.
fault. It's not her fault.
She
She's
got
from
on her.
South Africa,
That
and
ain't got nothing to that.
she's Beyonce in South Africa. So
Okay, but you were on American soil, baby. You were not. Okay, we only
yeah.
got 2 songs from you that we know. Okay, please don't ever try it with Miss Ree. Please, baby girl, you are not ready for whatever it is that Rihanna would unleash upon you. Tyla apparently said hi to Rihanna, and Rihanna said hi back. But then Tyla got on her Instagram and was like talking about it and how she felt awkward and like maybe Rihanna was busy.
Oh,
When you
girl.
see the full video, I'm not gonna hold you. When you see the full
Yeah.
video, Tyla was a fan. Like, she was acting like a fan.
Yeah.
Why would
As she should.
Rihanna? Which is, I'm not saying she shouldn't, but Rihanna don't know you. Like, this
Exactly.
is the delusions of grandeur that you're suffering from. You're assuming that she knows that "Make Me Sweat" song, or that Water song. Rihanna don't know that song. She don't know that song, baby.
So the few interactions that I've had with Rihanna over the years, that lady is one of the truest like people that you could find. Like,
Truly.
she's not putting on airs, she's not giving you
Nope.
nothing extra. Like,
She's just Ree.
she is a billionaire, but at the same time she is ready to eat pepper pot with her Caribbean people during
That's
Christmas
it.
time. Like, and so at the end of the day, she is not she ain't with the shits. Like whoever she likes, she likes.
And
If she
that's
don't
it.
like you, you gonna know she don't like you, and that's, I love that about her, because she not giving you nothing extra. Like, it is what it is.
She's not giving you nothing extra. And you can't expect her to give you something. You are not Jay-Z or Beyonce. Those are the only 2 people that I have ever actually seen Rihanna have a reaction around, or like Blue. You know what I mean? Or Kanye.
Yeah.
When he was
Yeah.
before he went off the deep
Yeah.
end. You gotta relax, baby girl. You just got here. You were just birthed. You literally just got here. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, you've literally just got here. You've had moments, yes. Okay? Your look
Yeah.
last year, phenomenal. Was that the
Yeah.
year she did the sand dress, whatever it was? Woohoo! Pull it back a notch. Pull it
Yeah.
back a notch.
We're going to talk about the controversy around the Met Gala and why people were not willing to show up, and then other people were pissed off about the people that actually did show up.
Yeah, so people are mad because the billionaires bought their way into the Met Gala this year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Amazon that people people don't like Jeff Bezos. Plain and simple. They don't like Matt. They don't like Jeff. They don't like Mark. They don't like none of these billionaires. We're in a class war. Everybody's upset at capitalism.
They like the billionaires. They like specific billionaires, like the ones that were there. Jay-Z,
Here's the thing.
Beyonce, Rihanna.
Here's the thing. I get why people are upset. I get it, right? Because I use Amazon, but I can't stand Jeff Bezos. But I like my convenience. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Mark Zuckerberg is corny, but I'll be damned if I don't be on Threads every day. My issue is, if we're gonna do this, let's do this, right? Because if somebody genuinely puts out the call and say we're doing this, but we're pulling ourselves from these outlets, from these platforms, and showing them the true power that we have,
right?
I will march in line with you. But you can't be online, on Threads, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, saying we can't be doing this. like down with the billionaires while using said platforms that also keep those billionaires' pockets lined. We are all trying to figure out if it is Uchiwali or Wanta.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I get it. Like I get we all want to stand for something. I told you today, Jade, I'm exhausted with living here in USA Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's too much. It's too
Mm-hmm.
much. Every single day you're bombarded with something going
Mm-hmm.
on and you're just like lucky and happy to wake up the next morning to continue to try. Because
Yeah.
it's not working in your favor most of the time. And
Right.
so when it comes to something like this, which is a charity event, one, and then two, um it's something that especially in specific industries, fashion industries, like all your makeup artists, all the hairstylists, all the people working because of this event, like they put so much into it, planning from the year. Like I saw like Venus Williams had on a dress that took something like 80,000 hours to bead, or some
Right.
crazy
Right.
crazy ass numbers like that. People put effort into something like this, and this is
Right.
the epitome. Like this is the thing, the event for these people. And so I can't knock the fact that these people weren't willing to be on the picket line or outside protesting, because certain people decided to say that they
Buy
shouldn't,
in.
right? And they're entitled to feel the way that they are feeling, but
Yeah.
you are also entitled to feel the way that you feel and to continue to participate, I think. And it's tricky, man. It's tricky because it's like, on the one hand, I want to be Malcolm X. I do. And then on at the same time, like I also need a little joy and levity in my life today. I do.
And that's the
I
thing. Here's the
do.
thing. You are 100% right. But here's the thing is what's the plan?
mm. Mm-hmm.
Right? What is the plan?
Right.
We're doing all of this. What is the plan? How are we truly if the plan is to divest these billionaires of their billions, what is the plan to do that? And then what are we doing with that said billions of dollars,
Mm.
right? That we're trying to divest from them. I can create an online persona right now and be Amanda Seals. Okay? I could talk a whole lot of shit and do nothing.
Mm.
Okay, and get people riled up around because I use big words and I say it with confidence.
Right.
But what is the plan?
Right.
Everybody is all about the action, but nobody has a plan.
Mm.
And that's what we need. That is what we are severely lacking is a plan.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We're running on time. We gotta. We. I just looked at the time and we've been
Yeah.
going for a while, but like it's true. I think this conversation definitely needs to be continued. But yes, that's where we've lacked in the past, especially in a lot of these movements. It's like, we do what we do and it works for a little bit, and in certain cases it works. It puts a real dent in some of these companies' pockets and like all of that. But then after a while it fizzles out. After a while things go back to normal, and we don't usually tend to have a full and concrete plan. And so I feel like I don't know, actually, honestly, how every everyone would come together. I actually do though. All the people that are not of the majority need to come together and not feel like they're their own faction.
Yeah.
Power in numbers, power in numbers. I think that's what it is. That's
We're
the
gonna have to
beginning.
have
That's
another
We'll start
conversation
there.
about
We'll
this
start there.
because
Yeah, we'll start there.
anyway, Earth may be trying to reset us again anyway because we got a new virus that just launched
Oh
itself on a
shit, I forgot
cruise.
about this.
Um, and we're gonna keep this brief. Why y'all going on cruises to other countries and going and playing in landfills because y'all want to take photos of birds?
Is that what happened?
Yes, that's how they contracted it. That's how they think the two people that was on that cruise ship
Oh my god.
contracted it. Okay,
Oh my god.
a Dutch cruise ship called the MV Hondius departed from Argentina. Um, On board are about 147 passengers and crew from 23 different countries. Within weeks, people started getting sick, fever, gastrointestinal symptoms, rapid progression to pneumonia, acute respiratory distress, shock, death. There have been 5 confirmed cases of hantavirus, 3 suspected cases, and 3 deaths. The strain is the Andes strain, which is the only known strain of this virus that is capable of human-to-human transfer.
My God.
It's normally found in South America and is carried by rodents. The leading theory is that the Dutch couple who showed the first symptoms, a pair of bird watchers, picked it up during a 4-month trip through Argentina, Chile, and Uruguay. Before they even got on the ship, they were carrying it before they boarded. They said that they were looking for bird watching at a goddamn landfill. Multiple countries are refusing to let this ship dock. Spain's Canary Islands said no. Regional president said he cannot allow the ship to enter. Who's trying to tell us that, we don't have nothing to worry about? But this was before who I think knew that this was a strain that was transmittable from human to human.
Right.
There are 17 Americans on board currently. Passengers who disembarked at earlier ports have already dispersed to multiple countries. Singapore has 2 residents in isolation being monitored. Contract tracing is happening internationally. WHO officials say that the global risk remains low and that this is not a COVID situation, which is what they said when COVID first started. Hantavirus doesn't spread the same way, but the optics of a mystery illness on a quarantined ship that no country will receive. Listen, as of reading this, I already know that the governor of New Jersey said that there's 2 cases in Jersey.
Right.
I saw in the news that there's 2 cases in Georgia. Yeah.
This is wild. And we just spoke about Spirit and me wanting to go on a flight. Maybe the price, the deterrent of me not being able to fly is a good thing. They say that this can be transmitted from human to human, but it takes like prolonged contact. Sitting on a flight, prolonged contact. Sitting in a cruise ship, prolonged contact. And so when I tell you my contact with people from now on is going to be so brief and so fast.
Y'all thought I wasn't outside before? Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yo, you don't even understand. I don't even give people daps anymore. I fist bump them right now because I don't open my hands that I would potentially touch my face with or anything like that to give them contact in that way.
I have adapted the black man
head nod. That's it.
Okay. Also, listen, to the people on that boat, Godspeed. Y'all can't get off that boat. Y'all just gonna have to die on that boat.
Oh my God, today.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. And I don't mean this to be crass, but what do you mean?
Yeah.
Y'all want to get off that boat. In the intubation period, they don't have enough provisions on that boat to keep them there for the intubation period.
Right. They say it's weeks of quarantine in order for
airdrop them some provisions.
Yeah.
Or y'all gonna have to start eating each other.
For me, I just don't understand why. Like, I had to do some more research, but I don't understand, like you said, airdropping them the resources that they need and all of that stuff. Like, what? They were on a cruise ship that was traveling for days and weeks. So why is it not possible for them to continue to stay on this boat?
And if airdropping is too much, then get another small boat with provisions
and move them onto that boat.
Move that boat. No, let that boat go over there with the provisions, and y'all put the little anchor down and bring that shit up. Dumb people cannot get off that boat.
That's a fact. We're not going back to 2020. We cannot.
And not only are we not, but the thing about it is, it's not even that we are not going back to 2020. We can't afford to go back to 2020 because we don't have a CDC. We're not a part of the WHO.
Listen.
The person who's running our Department of Health has a brainworm.
Not you calling them the WHO today.
I'm tired. I am tired.
Man. World Health Organization, for those that don't know.
WHO, sorry. Okay, I'm tired. Hantavirus is increasing. History is repeating itself. It's exactly 6 years to the day, to the time when COVID, there was etchings of COVID and everybody was like, oh, it's not going, you're not going to have to worry about it. World stop. Okay? With that being said, do you want to do these last 2 topics or do you want to, let's just do them real quick. We can keep this quick. Kid Cudi kicked MIA off of his tour. It launched on April 28th in Phoenix with MIA as an opening act alongside Big Boy, A-Track, and others. On May 2nd, during the Dallas stop, MIA gave a monologue that included, "I've been canceled for many reasons. I never thought I would be canceled for being a brown Republican voter." She also said, "I can't do illegal, though some of you could be in the audience." The crowd booed. Cudi announced on May 4th via Instagram stories that MIA is no longer on this tour. "I told my management to send a notice to her team before we started the tour that I don't want anything offensive at my shows. I won't have someone on my tour making offensive remarks that upset my fans." MIA responded on X saying she was referencing her 2010 song called Illegal and claiming she said, "I'm illegal" as an intro to the song, adding that half her team hadn't gotten visas. She wrote, "I wrote borders and illegal and paper planes before you thought immigrant rights were cool." In the same Instagram post, Cudi also announced a Birmingham, Alabama date was canceled due to low ticket sales, which we can tie that into our blue dot fever if we can get to that.
Yeah.
First of all, Kid Cudi, this is the same woman who was selling 5G blocking underwear. What did you think?
So, okay. All right. First of all, I don't know how this lady got here. It's got to be some sort of mental illness, possibly.
Yeah, no, it is.
Because wasn't she a revolutionary? Wasn't she like on the right side of things at one point? Like, so I don't know how she got here. One, like you said, she definitely was on or still is, because I think I saw when she was doing whatever she was doing, she like her stage set was some sort of foil something or whatever. So anyway, yeah, I believe that they're on the same label. So I don't know that this was Kid Cudi's choice, honestly. I feel like they forced him into it, thinking that the two audiences are similar enough to pack out the venues. And that's what happened, even though like, so maybe like beyond what he wanted, and this was just the perfect opportunity to be like, "See, bitch, I told y'all, get this chick off the show," and so this is kind of what happened. I believe that's how it went down. I would hope that he would have a little bit more sense to just, without any coaxing, to want this lady on his tour, knowing all of these things. But stranger things can have happened. But like, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Because
I think
said in his
label.
thing,
I think the label
I sent a
forced
notice
it.
to her team before we started that I didn't want anything offensive at my show. So he knew there was a possibility.
He knew.
He could have had stronger language. Listen.
Yeah.
All I know is this lady was selling 5G blocking underwear. I cannot think for the life of me. In 2026, somebody said to themselves, "You know who I haven't heard sing that one song, Paper Planes, in a long time? MIA." Which leads us to the next topic at hand. Blue dot fever. Some of y'all's favorite artists suffer from delusions of grandeur.
Yeah.
And ticket sales are letting it be known. And this is the last topic. And we're going to keep this brief. Okay?
Yeah.
First, I got to find it. Jesus. Here it is. There's a new term circulating, and it's called blue dot fever. And it's not like the Hantavirus. Thank God. It refers to the blue dots on Ticketmaster seating charts that represent unsold seats. When there are a lot of blue dots, that means tickets aren't selling. And in 2026, a lot of artists have come down with the condition. Post Malone postponed his tour. Meghan Trainor canceled hers, cited her new baby and wanting to focus on family. The Pussycat Dolls axed their entire North American reunion tour except for one show. Zayn Malik scrapped dates. Jennifer Lopez has had her own struggles. All of them gave reasons that were typically about family or health. The internet and Joyhdae, and probably Ryan, do not believe this. Here's the story. Ticket prices have skyrocketed. The average concert ticket in 2026 is around $144, up from $82 in 2020. Yes. Then you add in travel, add hotels, add the fact that you have to choose between seeing 5 different artists on 5 different weekends because everyone's touring at once. People are stretched thin. Fans are picking their favorites, letting everyone else sit with the blue dots. The artists who are selling out, Sabrina Carpenter just wrapped a 14-month tour, 70 plus shows. Billie Eilish extended her run by 23 dates. Dua Lipa, Charlie XS, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Rihanna. If Rihanna went on tour, she wouldn't be having these problems. Cardi B.
Listen.
The irony is that Live Nation, the company
Yeah.
arguably most responsible for inflating ticket prices, still reported a 12% revenue increase in Q1 of 2026. So the money's there. It's just consolidated around fewer, bigger names.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, fans on Threads are calling Blue Dot Fever a recession indicator. One person wrote they've decided to just support smaller artists at smaller venues for a fraction of the price, which honestly might be the move. You know what it is? A lot of y'all suffer from delusions of grandeur too. Because who told the Pussycat Dolls that in 2026 we wanted to see y'all on tour? Nobody.
I mean, somebody did because somebody wants to make money off of that. Like somebody told them that.
Yeah, no,
the
fans didn't.
The issue here is genuinely that these damn ticket prices are too damn high. Like they definitely are. It's like at a certain point, like how could like okay, like I've told y'all before, I do make a decent living on paper. Like it don't really feel like that when you put it to action, but like
Right.
I do make a decent living. Now, for people that don't make what I make, it is crazy to think that these people are spending I guess a whole entire pay period on a ticket or two tickets. It's crazy. It's crazy. You got rent. Like I just told y'all, gas costs. Well, last week it was $5.15. This week is $5.35, Joyhdae. And when I do go see Jay-Z at Yankee Stadium, y'all, if y'all know me, I had my license since I was 16. If I have a car, if I own a car, I am not putting these feet to pavement. I drive everywhere. Everywhere. That's how I get places. I will be going to Yankee Stadium on the D train. That's how I'll be getting there. Like this is where things are going at this point. And like there are so many people that I wanted to see this summer, and I have to make choices. I have to make serious choices on things that I believe are going to be worth it for me, not things that I'm taking a chance on. Like regardless, I tell you this now, Joyhdae, and I'm so happy to be going to Jay-Z, right? But if that lady later on in this month decides that she is dropping an album and then a tour right at the same time, I will be selling those Jay-Z tickets and going to hers. I'm just saying.
I don't think.
I'm just letting you know that.
I'm going to both. I'm just letting you know I'm going to both. But I don't think she would do that because that would take shine from her husband.
It doesn't make sense. But I'm just saying, you got to make choices at this point.
No, you do have to make choices, which is why I'm glad that my artists are elite. And so I don't ever have to make those types of choices because my taste in music and the people who get my money, top notch. Only stumbled once, and that was Usher. Never again.
I stumbled twice, and they both going on tour this year
together. I mean, because you got to be realistic though. Like Meghan Trainor, don't nobody want to hear you sing that bass. That's the only song people know. Sweetness. Like let's be real. Nicole Schwarzenegger, don't nobody care. Girl, don't nobody care.
Oh my god.
And yes, I did say her last name wrong. I do know how to say it, but she's a MAGA bot, so she doesn't get respect from me.
The thing about it is, right, if these ticket prices were reasonable, like you could get a nosebleed ticket for $40, $30, whatever, they would have sold out shows. They would have sold out shows.
Also, not even that's a valid point too. Also, if y'all would actually play venues to that match the relevancy of your career right now, you would sell out shows. But y'all trying to do stadiums and these big box places where you really need to be playing these smaller venues that are a little bit more intimate.
But you know what's so play devil's advocate here. This is why Ticketmaster and Live Nation and all them are being sued and are in court and all that. They truly have a monopoly. They own all the ticketing platforms. They own all of the venues.
Yeah, no.
And so it's like, unless you building your own venue and then selling your own tickets, like it's very hard to book something, you know?
No, but no, that's 100% true. But at the same time, if these artists were playing smaller venues,
Where they
The
gonna
ticket
find them?
price, I mean,
Where they gonna
they in
where
they
they gonna find
goddamn,
them?
they in they goddamn,
They don't
you know,
exist.
roster. All I know is some of y'all suffer from delusions of grandeur. The only person who gets a pass from me is Dolly Parton, because that lady is 80 and Dolly need to rest, okay? Because
Need to rest.
we cannot suffer a loss like Dolly Parton. The world is already shit. Okay, so if Dolly tell me she need to take a break, Dolly. The rest of y'all
Yeah.
bugging.
Yeah, that
Bugging.
lady, as far as I could tell, she is very unproblematic. Like,
Yeah.
so I love Dolly, unless
She
she
did have a
makes.
problematic
Uh,
something in her book. I think what she said, like she knew her daddy, her stepdaddy was racist or some shit, but like it was expected. But it's Dolly. She old.
mm. So, all right. It's I don't know. Anyway, um, y'all is suffering from delusions of grandeur, like she says, but I also don't blame you fully for this blue dot syndrome because
Oh, you know.
this is just the um, it's the world that they've put you in at this point now, and they got you, they're holding you by your balls, so to speak, for lack of better terminology, and it's put you said they're setting you up for embarrassment basically because
Yeah.
everybody is not Rihanna, Jay-Z, or Beyonce. Even Kanye can't sell venues anymore.
Not
And
without adding
that's
a billion people to the roster.
so you know um that's why there's so many festivals in the summer,
Yeah.
because people will be like, all right, I can't go to see all these people separately. So if I could find them all in one spot, all right, this is gonna be my one concert for the year, and that's what's going on. And
And sleeping on the
the
ground
quality
and
is
shit
terrible, and the quality is terrible. I'm too
bunch of
old.
funky people.
I'm too
Absolutely
old to be
not.
walking around in mud filled with shit and piss. I'm not doing that. I am not doing that, Joyhdae.
With
I'm not doing
people
that.
who tell you don't need a washcloth or anything to bathe with. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anyway,
Even Beyonce's Beachella,
Beychella.
Beachella, yes. Even Beachella, even if I could have went, even if somebody gave me free tickets to go to Coachella, I still don't think that I would have gone. Even back then, I was too old. It's just not my cup of tea, that type of festival. It's
Not
just
gonna
not.
hold you. I'd have went for Beychella and then left right
No,
after.
I think
I'd have been like,
I think I had a great
oh, but
experience
it was on
watching
Netflix,
it on
wasn't it?
TV.
Yeah,
Watching it
nah,
on
you
TV.
right.
I had a
I
great
forgot it was
experience
on
on
TV.
TV.
Yeah, no, we good. Yeah, nah, we good. It was on TV. We good. We good. We are so good. You right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
right about that.
All right. What
Um,
you got? What you got?
what do you call a sleepwalking nun?
Oh my god. Hmm. What?
A Roman Catholic.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see what you got. Let's see what I got. All right. Um I think I did this a long, long, long time ago. All right.
Hmm.
Anyway, what did the DJ that wrote the Cha Cha slide say to his friends when they hurt his feelings?
I don't know.
Take it back now, y'all. I got corny ones, but they are true dad jokes. So hey, it is what it is.
We may have done this one. How do Mexicans cut their pizza?
Oh my gosh, we did do this. Fuck. Oh damn it. Um. Oh. With Little Caesars. Little Caesars. Oh man,
Oh
too good.
god.
Too good. All right. All right. All right.
Oh god.
All right.
That tickled
What
me.
what does a lawyer with halitosis use to calm his breath down?
Mm. Oh god, what?
Settlements.
Ah,
Yep.
This is
Yeah.
my last one.
Okay.
And this is the one that tickled me the most today.
Okay.
What do you call a Frenchman that was attacked by a cat?
I know this one. I know this one. I know this one. Claude.
Yo, when I tell you that, my head be tickled all day.
Yeah. Claude. All right. I got 3 more, but I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna do this one. Why isn't it relaxing when a couple goes camping?
I'm not gonna say what I think because that's gotten me in trouble in the past. So I'm gonna say why, isn't it?
It's too intense. What were you gonna say? Say it, Joyhdae. They want to know. They want to know.
It was gonna be about pitching tents and penises. It was very convoluted. It was a very convoluted answer.
Yeah, but it was too intense. All right. Well, VirgoSeasonShow.com is the website. VirgoSeasonShow@gmail.com is the email address. Continue to send us things there. We enjoy hearing what you guys want us to talk about, and sometimes indulging. Sometimes. Yeah, you know. Cool.
You can also find us at Virgo Season Show on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. You can find Ryan at Black Ryan.
No, but you're getting there.
On YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And you can find me at Joyhdae on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram as well.
All right, one more?
Yeah.
One more? All right, we'll close with this one. What do you call a female cigar?
I was going to say the butt of all jokes, but what?
A cigarette.
Good night, Ryan. Good night.
Next week.
A cigarette.
Virgo season.